Hello, YouTube. I am finally just making myself do this video. I have, I've had a birthday recently, and, you get chocolate and candy and cookies thrown at you. So I have birthday acne from eating all of my sweets. And I think next year I'm going to tell everybody, nothing with sugar, please, just spare me. So, because then I have this for a month. Anyway, I have done, I think the last time I posted was on March 30th. So it has been, what's today? Today's the 20th. Oh my gosh, I'm really behind and I apologize. Spring has exploded. My yard is making me feel horribly guilty. I have been job hunting. I've done 3 certifications. The way the state of Tennessee is currently set up with unemployment is you have to do minimum of 3 job applications a week. And because I'm spending my first 17 weeks really going after the highest pay range I can for my skills and qualifications in my former job, there are fewer jobs available in that range. So I expect things to go slow at first, but I'm hoping to secure a job where I'm learning new skills and I can build upon what I have and continue to get things sharper. So I have, it really takes a long time. I wished I had compiled notes a little bit better. I'm trying to stare at it. I had to put on, okay. So if I look at my self-reflecting image, I'm looking over here. I'm not looking at you because I've got it on widescreen for once I remembered. It seems like it's easier when you do the vertical because then the camera eye, which is right, hello there. I've got like this little scrap of Post-it note left over, and I took a Post-it note and I did a hole punch. And then I did a smiley face around it that says, look at me, and then stuck it right there. So that's my trick for remembering to stare straight at the camera, because otherwise I just don't have the presence of mind to do it. I imagine this is something that actors learn. Was that a gnat? It is springtime. There are bugs everywhere. Thank goodness we had a cold snap. So I've been doing this yo-yo. Let me just focus it back in. I've been doing this yo-yo between researching and applying for jobs, and it's all online now. Thank goodness. I mean, I can sit here and just do this for 4 hours, but it has been, and I don't know if I fussed about this before or if I was just getting started and I was dreading it, because that was March 30th. So it feels like that was right before I dug in. I had submitted my application for unemployment, and it takes 3 to 4 weeks before you really know if it goes through or not. There's no reason it shouldn't. I got the pink slip. I got, the veritable, well, it's not pink anymore, but I got the slip. I got all my stuff. I submitted all of that. They sent me a response saying how much they would give me if everything's approved, and now it's just in process. So they usually, what they try to do, I feel like it's more efficient for them to not have like a ton of staff to process it immediately, because so many people will kind of fall off the wagon. Maybe they won't do their due diligence and do their 3 jobs a week, and there's some attrition there to where they don't have to pay people out because people don't follow through on their paperwork. Or maybe they find a job and so they just kind of fall off the wagon, and then that saves money. So they do a lot to make it, they're not spending like buku time making it super navigable and user friendly. I will say, however, and I think I may have commented before, there is a lot of information on there available. It is very time consuming. I will say that you are definitely getting paid. The unemployment is basically, you getting paid for the time you invest in going through the whole process. Not only do you have the hours you log in when you first apply, then each time you apply, in my experience, and this is just because I'm kind of front loading a lot of stuff. Often, if you find the job on the Tennessee for Jobs website, it has an apply button, and 9 times out of 10, that is going to send you to another website. And it's not applying within the Tennessee system. They're just forwarding you through. They're kind of giving you a little credit hit for saying you have reached out to contact this site about this job. But you still have to, on wherever they send you to, which 9 times out of 10, it's going to be either Indeed.com or LinkedIn, where these employers are sourcing from. And so not only are you loading a resume on the Tennessee for Jobs website and doing like this manual thing where you're entering all your skills and all this information, then you're going over to Indeed.com and you're doing the same thing again. And then you're going over to LinkedIn.com and doing the same thing again. I've not seen any of the jobs go to Monster. So Indeed was the first thing that's popping. And I actually like Indeed. I feel like they have, and it may be just that I'm more experienced with them so far. So many of the jobs I've applied for through them. Because they let you know if your application's been looked at. Maybe it was just pulled up and printed. Maybe nobody's really, looked at it. But at least it was, open. And then there's also an option on Indeed where they say, you have been removed from consideration. So, which is fine. I mean, I totally understand that this is a numbers game. And even with everybody, all the employers who are saying, nobody's applying to my job, well, they're probably not paying very much. So because I'm applying in the upper bracket of my income skills range, I expect that there will be more competition, and there will probably be other people just as qualified or more qualified than me. So I'm not sweating it too bad right now. I've got my nest egg to deal with this whole period. And once the unemployment starts coming through, I'm going to try to live just off of that and not squander any more of my savings. So we're going to have to like hunker down, and I've been paying all my bills ahead. I've got my ducks lined up. I'm trying. Gas prices have, it's a good thing I'm pretty frugal in my driving, because that's saving me a little bit of time. But I'm really trying to watch it until everything gets processed and approved, and I know that the money's coming in. The first 17 weeks, I can apply for jobs. Suitable work. The term suitable work is what they call it. I think I mentioned this before. Let's say you had a good paying job and you had a really good pay range. The first 17 of the 27 weeks you get, you can decline anything that is not suitable work, which is not equal to or greater than your last job. If it's not at that level. And then I think it goes down in increments in the weeks after that. And I think the landing point is something like 70% of your previous income. There's probably an assumption that, when you work somewhere, that your job probably has a pay range. And if the employer is lucky, and they usually are, they hire you at the lower end of their pay range. And then you work there a few years and you max out. At which point, the more closer you are to maxing out, if you haven't done anything new for them, or they can optimize it or outsource it or robotify it or whatever, then you're gone and they're saving money. Or they can let you go and hire somebody else in a slightly different job title for cheaper and save money for those next few years. So, and I've seen a lot of people who max out on retail, max out in their department, and either they're given some sort of promotion, so they're in a lower end of a safer zone, or, every once in a while companies look at their finances and they say, do we really need to pay this much? And some companies realize the value of having an employee who totally knows their job and can do it optimally with fewer errors and is a good knowledge base, is probably cross-trained. So, there's that. But I digress. I hope that I get something equal to or greater than, but I've been really trying to arrange my finances to, if I have to step back and, take something lesser, I have that option. But for now, I'm able to find 3 jobs a week in my pay range. I've done 3 weeks of I can count, I'm 3 years old. I've done 3 weeks of certifications. So I kind of like that process. I like how it's set up. I made the mistake when I first got on the website of, they say, what area of job do you want? And I put down something that was a niche area in the administrative field, and I didn't realize how hard it would be to change it. So all the job searches and skill matching is trying to do me to that niche, and there's like no market for it really. I just looked out and I had applied for a job the week before I filed an application for unemployment. So I didn't even get credit for that job search. That was something I did before I even applied. So I was already applying beforehand. Anyway, I drew a blank. So, okay, let's just back up. Okay, so it took a while to figure out how to apply. And then each job, even if you have your thing loaded on Indeed or whatever, 9 times out of 10, that company might also, you go to Indeed and they might send you to their little special if they're a bigger company. There's one company that is using this other place and you have to log in, you have to load all your stuff again. So that's like 3 layers deep. I went the job site through Indeed and then to their little, whatever it is, their little thing. And each company will optimize their software to be to their use to get the information they want. And this was an engineering company, so they really engineered it. And it was actually really impressive. They had, I just moved the tripod up. They had a really great drop-down list of skill sets that you could say, I'm here, I have this skill, it's beginning, intermediate, novice, whatever. And so that was great. I got to actually really, show this is what I'm good at. And it also helped me to think about what things do I want to be better at? How good am I really? A lot of this is subjective. Am I an expert? Am I intermediate? At my last workplace, I felt like I was an Excel guru, but I don't know everything on Excel. I know more than most people, and I'm really good at teaching people the basics. So, but I've been looking for, is there a way I can expand on those skills? Can I get even better? So I think I might have some courses I'm going to dig into, and if I go ahead and go through those, I might do a video about it. But really, I've started budgeting time. A friend of mine had told me, treat this like a part-time job. Pick certain days and times where you're going to work on things and you're going to apply, and then that way you're not stressing on the last day of the certification period trying to cram in that last job when you know it's going to take you so much time to do it. And she's absolutely right. So that was like the best advice to give. And the first week I was like cramming on Saturday and trying to get it all done because I only got like applied in the middle of the week, and that was already boom, having to hit the ground running. And I was having to load all this stuff in. So the first week was just really super stressful. There was a lot to do administratively. But once I got over those humps, I was able to say, okay, I've applied for these 3 jobs well before Friday. and I can relax. And if something really good comes up, I'm going to bookmark it. And unless I find 3 extra jobs before the next pay period, I'm usually waiting and rolling that over to the next week and hitting the ground running on Monday, where I will apply to those jobs that showed up at the very end of the week and have them like pre-lined up. And because I favorited them, I can just go right to them on Monday, go ahead and do the thing, and Bob's your uncle. So the workflow has been better. I'm a little less stressed now. Easter's kind of thrown me. I kind of used the holiday to play catch up on some other stuff. My yard is crazy right now, so we're going to be mowing a bunch this week, and I kept thinking, oh, I'm going to get so hot and sweating, I'm going to be so tired, and I haven't filmed a video in 15 days because I've been, hello Rico-san, so busy working on getting all this stuff done. So, if you're in Tennessee and you're filing unemployment, just expect at the beginning of the process, and if you, oh God, if you have a desktop computer, use that, because you really can't do quickly what you need to do on a phone. I mean, you're not going to be able to do as much detail. You're not going to have the ability to type and paste and update and upload. It's just a hassle. It's just much better to find a desktop. If you do not have a desktop computer, you can go down to one of their job centers, and the one in Chattanooga is over by the old Eastgate Mall, and on the same side that faces the post office and the same side as Starbucks. So, but it's library quiet, but they have a bunch of computers there, and you are able to go in and do that. So, treat yourself to Starbucks or whatever afterwards, to pat yourself on the back if you need to, or meet friends for lunch or whatever, or, try to set up some sort of system to where you accept the fact that it is going to take time to get things in. And, and it may not take you as long as it did me. I have been doing clerical work. I'm old, y'all. I always say, I'm old, y'all. I've been doing clerical work. My first clerical job was in 1988, 1989. Pretty sure it was 88. I feel like it was 88. Anyway, but that's like 30 something years. That is a long time. I mean, computers were just black and green CRTs when I started. So I grew with the computers. Software would come in, we would learn it, and we would just move on. So it takes me a long time. And I imagine that's why they say only do your last 3 jobs, because they want to see what's more technologically relevant. And also I feel like there is, like with Indeed and LinkedIn, they want you to show your picture. Yeah, it's great to show a picture that you're a real person, but I can fix that to, I'm getting like ring light. Hang on a second. I can't stand this. I'm looking at a reflection of my glasses and it's driving me nuts. I don't know if that's any better. It's not. Oh, I know what's going on. It's my computer screen. There we go. Much better. Okay. So, I feel like that you can be judged on age or race or gender more easily. And of course, people are superficial, but I just feel like it's kind of like a sneaky backdoor way of deciding if they want somebody old or young or whatever. And it may be that they don't want somebody older because, is an old person set in their ways? Are they flexible? Do they have other job-itis? Where, well, the last company I worked at, we did it this way, or do they not want somebody who's immature? Everybody's going to have their biases and their choices, but I feel like that, I don't know. I really want to get credit for all this work that I've done, you know? I've done a lot of work. I know my way around. I know how to solve things. I wouldn't still be in this career if I wasn't good at it and I didn't get some sort of pleasure from helping people. So it's kind of arduous. You know, every time I apply, I'm having this long laundry list of I've been here 6 years, I've been here 7 years, you know, and it takes a long time to put all that information in, you know. I you know, kind of like job application FOMO. I don't want people to miss out on this valid work that I've done. So it's, you know, I'm always torn. And then it's costing me time because I want to be so detail oriented, but I want somebody to, you know, and I do it in chronological order, most recent first, going backwards. So they can certainly just look at the first page and see the experience. But, you know, I'm breaking all the rules. I have a 3-page resume, folks, a 3-page resume, and it's not overly wordy. It's just that I'm long in the tooth. So I don't know. I'm probably shooting myself in the foot, but maybe that will be a self-filtering thing, that I'll be hired by somebody who appreciates the fact that I have a wealth of experience and knowledge to draw from. And maybe they'll understand because I'm half Italian, I have a 10-year credit energy-wise, you know. So we tend to be fairly energetic. I feel like I've just mellowed down to what other people are normally. So anyway, so the flow is, after 3 weeks, I feel like it's getting routine. I really did not want to get on LinkedIn because I really wanted to maintain my privacy. I don't want anyone in the world to be able to look me up and see everything and see my whole work history. That's nobody else's business except wherever I'm applying to. And it just feels so public. So I've been trying to pull up YouTube videos to look up privacy settings to see how to do it, because I want to strike a balance between being available and accessible in case there's a recruiter that is interested in the job skills I have, versus I don't want some creepo from my past looking me up and, hey baby, you know. If you're a woman, you know what I'm talking about, okay? You know, you have to deal with that. You have to deal with, you know, or just some, I wouldn't call it a penguin, but, you know, I mean, there's guys that are always like sniffing up your skirt. I'm going to have to redo this video. I'm just going to have to redo this video. I don't even want to go down that. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. We're just going to cut that off. We're going to pull it back in. So anyway, I have, you know, I always feel torn because I feel like I should be doing this. I should be doing that. And you know, the old adage about however much time you have, things will fill it up. So how did I get so much done when I had a 40-hour job? I do not understand how I have had all this fluff to fill the void, because when I was working 40 hours a week and I was keeping my house clean, now I will say I did pay somebody to do my lawn, and I'm going to try to deal with it myself, and I'm already behind because of all the rains. Looks like we're going to have a dry spell, so this is me procrastinating mowing the lawn, because I should be out there right now mowing the lawn. It's a nice dry week, and I said, well, if you do a video now, you don't have to go out and mow right away. So that was my motivation. I don't know if any of you have if you have more than one difficult task, or I wouldn't say, well, mowing the lawn is dreadful to me. I have to do it. It's nicer this time of year, but it's still a dreadful activity. If my yard were more level and I hadn't dug out all those sod holes for my failed tree planting experiment, I would probably be out there much more easily now, and it would be less to do. But now I've got this obstacle course to mow around, and I don't know any lawn guy that wants to deal with the crap that I just created on my side lot. So I'm just trying to bite the bullet and deal with it myself until I can like remediate it. Because I don't think I'm going to have as many trees as I wanted. I have so much of a problem with all the rain that we've had the past few years. And we have really heavy clay soil. So unless your yard is immaculately laid out to drain optimally, you're going to have issues with wet lawn. And Tennessee is subtropical. I kid you not. And it really has been, with the climate change, we've had more rain. So long story short, I'm doing this video to distract from the onerous chore that I have to face. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else I need to cover. I've been, I don't want to talk about that now. I don't want to talk about that now. I should have made notes. I knew I should have made notes, but I was afraid that if I stopped and made notes, I wouldn't post anything at all because it had already been 15 days. I have this goal where I want to post a video a week at minimum, and I'm already behind for that. So I have 114 subscribers. I never thought I would get over 100 subscribers. I know that if you post regularly, you'll probably get people if you have something that's of interest. My most well-received videos are, there is a bottle cap video that I've done, and I really need to pull out the hanging that was half completed or third completed. I mean, I've got a ton of holes drilled, and all I have to do is string these things up. I wanted to have a pretty backdrop to do it on, and I was also having tripod issues, but my plan is to do a revised set of bottle cap videos where I show a work in progress so you can see how it looks. My big dream had been to do like 10 or 15 of these hangings, basically like using a dowel rod, doing the bottle cap hangings off of them, to where they could fit in a doorway, but mounting them out in the garden to be like a little path that you go through, where you go through 15 of them and have them between trees and bowers, kind of like that heart-shaped bottle cap video. There's a bottle cap video that somebody did. It was the person who did, it was like, the OG bottle cap curtain person. And I think they're from Germany. I've not seen them, but this is from like 11 years ago. And that's what kind of inspired me to get into the bottle cap videos. I was trying to do a zero waste thing where it's like, can I use everything short of trash, there's things that just go in the trash, but like anything that would go into recycling, what can I save from it and make it into something else? And the thing that I hated throwing away, I mean, I didn't mind putting plastic bottles in there. I don't really go through a lot of them, but I have things like milk jugs and all these brightly colored plastic bottle caps. And I'm like, I hate throwing away this pretty color, This could be so cute. This could be, I wished I had a better system for melting. And if I can find the right kind of silicone liners, I want to do some experiments in it. My little inner scientist wants to play around and see if there's a household way to take this plastic and rework it into something else. But as it is, the least waste is drilling the bottle caps. And you get these little, every time you drill a bottle cap, you get these two little pieces of plastic. And they were scattering. I was having to sweep them up and get them up because I did not want my cats to ingest them, because I love my cats and I don't want them to have, little bits of plastic in them. Ew. And I didn't want to contribute to the microplastic problem. So I kind of put it aside for a while, and then I just kind of forgot about it. And then life happened and other things interfered. And it was already like, I'm trying to think of how long ago it was that I did the the videos that I put up, the initial plastic bottle cap videos that I put up were 3 years old. So maybe 2017. So those were already old videos. And this project is like hanging on a set of wire shelves over there somewhere. And they've been sitting there gathering dust. And so when I posted them, they were already like really super old. Anyway, long story short, I do plan on pulling out the jig and pulling out the equipment and seeing if I can at least finish this project. Once I get the yard under control, I'm going to try to, I think what I'm going to try to do is I've got a doorway that I can put over the hooks on. And, that would make an okay backdrop because I think it can hang there without interfering and I can go in and out the door with ease. So my old tripod had like busted a leg on the base, and because the plastic was cheap, it was a cheap tripod. So I was at Gabe's and found another tripod that I was able to cannibalize the base of it and hook it to my current tripod, which I like. And I had to use masking tape, and I grabbed the new one had a bigger ring light, so it's the bigger ring light, the main shaft and clamp of the old tripod, kind of crammed onto the new tripod base. So its heads and tails are new and its spine is old. So this is my first run with it. I feel pretty good. We'll see how long it lasts. These things are made so cheap. I hate that they're wasteful, but now that I have a functioning tripod, because before I was taking a desk leg and I was masking taping the spine to the leg of the chair, so everything was always askew, and I couldn't move it as well because it was on a desk and I couldn't move the desk easily. So I had just put off doing any sort of video. Anyway, so it's past 30 minutes. I did not mean to ramble this long. My max time was going to be 30. So I will say thank you very much for listening to me. If you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and put them down. I do want to do a shout out to India and Brazil, because I guess I finally have enough time on YouTube with videos. They didn't used to be able to show me on the analytics where people were from, but almost half of my viewers are from Brazil and India. And at first it was India, like somebody in India must have shared my bottle cap video and it went around because that's like my biggest video, the bottle cap tutorial number 3 on how to string the bottle caps. And now I'm getting a bunch of people from Brazil who are like, whoa, hey, check this out. So I'm kind of really excited because it's like, wow, I never thought that anything I had would be useful to people anywhere. I'm just doing this. I'm originally doing this to practice speaking on a camera and using the technology. It's using by doing. So, if you are from India or Brazil and you have questions, go ahead and post your question, even if it's in your own language. I can always use Google Translate to try to figure out what you're asking. And I will probably give you an answer in English that you can try to translate. And if you have more questions, then we can work on answering those. But I still do have the cat damaged couch, and the cats have now damaged the other arm. So I might be doing a second video showing me doing the basic patching, because they like destroy this side. They don't like messing with this side over here because they don't like the batting, the feel of the batting. So we may have to pull out our supplies when we have more time, when the yard is under control. All of that stuff is much easier to do in the winter. My outside, unless I throw money at someone, which I'm not going to throw money at anyone right now until I get a new job. I'm going to be stuck doing the yard work myself. So that's going to take a lot of my extra time. And maybe I can take you outside with me and we can, you can watch boring videos of me doing yard work. I don't think those videos hit too well. I think it's more the indoor craft ones that you guys seem to like. So, please like this video. Please subscribe if you would like to, and you can hit that little bell notification if you want to get updates on when I post new videos. So thank you very much and have a good day. And I will keep you posted on what I learned from unemployment, the unemployment process. I also did find a book on job interviewing. So in preparation for, I know they ask all these weird questions and stuff when they do interviews. I think so much of that is just so silly. I am so pragmatic. It's like, let's talk about the job. Let's talk about the skills. Let me tell you what I think I know I can do. Let me tell you where I think I don't know and that I would want to learn, and let's see if it's a good match or not. I'm ridiculous questions. I'm going to be sitting in an interview and try not to roll my eyes at them. And that's basically, I guess that's part of the job, is to know how to remain professional in the event you're getting asked stupid questions. So I don't know. Maybe that's part of it. I'm overthinking it. Anyway, thank you everyone. Have a good day.